Hey everyone, welcome to my first Kaldheim video. My name is Matt from Standard MTG, and today we are going to go over the 10 best commons for Standard from Kaldheim. Now, some of these are just, these are my personal choices. You may disagree with some. That's totally fine. Like I said, personal choices. They're not going to be in any sort of order, but we are going to do a 10 to 1 kind of list. What I would like to see from you all, though, is put it in what you think is your best commons. And I will be going through this in next videos as well. Do the uncommons and obviously then the rares and mythics as well. So make sure you come back to watch for them. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss them. So without further ado, let's start off with these nice new snowlands. These dual lands. We're having a look here at Ice Tunnel. There is a cycle of these. This one taps for Island or Swamp. Now, they do come in tapped, so very much like Guild Gates. But these are slightly better than Guild Gates because obviously the type is Gate. These will have like Island, Swamp, Forest, Mountain, stuff like that. Very good. While I think these are going to be really good for budget players, of course, we do love a bit of budget arena here on Total MTG. And we know what... We do know it's hard to obviously at the start get all the rares, everything like that we're going to want to do. But these at common status I think are very, very sweet. Going off standard for a little bit, going to be amazing in Pauper. Just going to say that. But for me, these are a great addition. Snowlands, I love snow permanents. I mean, for me, I play Memnarch in EDH and I fully have those snow islands, and now maybe I'm going to have to get some more permanents and I'm trying to foil it out as well. So, definitely going to have to upgrade with some new snow permanents from Kaldheim, more than likely. But for me, this is a great common start for us. Next card we're going on to is Demon Bolt. Now, this only just made my list because it doesn't actually target player, which is a little bit annoying. Maybe would then be too good for that. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and this has the new mechanic Foretell. So you can pay 1 red, but during your turn you pay 2, exile this card from the hand face down, and you can cast it in a later turn for its Foretell cost. So you're still basically paying a 3, but you're saving it potentially for later when it could have a better target. Now, 4 damage is still going to be pretty good. You're going to hit a lot of good, questing beast, planeswalkers that you might just be able to kill. I think Demon Bolt, if it's, maybe in a sideboard of some standard decks, possibly in some main boards, I think it would definitely get played a lot more if it was obviously player, but still going to be a decent card. And you've got to remember, it's a common card as well. So for me, very, very nice common card from Kaldheim. We now go on to Behold the Multiverse. 4 mana. This has Foretell as well. I've got a few Foretell cards in here because I think this mechanic could be quite tasty, So this one costs 1 and a blue for its Foretell. During your turn, pay 2. Same as when casted later on. Now, Glimmer of Genius was a very good card, but that did work around energy. But this, I still think, will see quite a bit of play. Scry 2, drawing 2 cards. Very, very sweet. Pay 2, potentially you can get it a turn earlier because obviously it would cost 4. Put this down turn 2 and then pay the 2 again, so potentially a turn earlier. Behold the Multiverse. Scrying is an absolutely really, really strong mechanic, and then drawing 2 cards. Definitely going to be seeing play in some blue control decks or just, maybe some Simic draw decks as well. The next one we look at is Masked Vandal, 1/3 Shapeshifter. I love Shapeshifters, and it only costs 1 and a green, 2 mana. So when this enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, exile target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. This is going to be stronger for me. Changeling means it's going to be really good for tribal decks. Pretty decent, but that ability as well, exile the creature card from your graveyard, really cool, and then exile an attacker, not just destroying, you get to exile it so they won't be able to potentially get it back. Artifact or enchantment, we know there's some good, Doom for Told, stuff like that that's really annoying and awkward. Masked Vandal, I think, is definitely one of the best commons from Kaldheim. Let me know what you think about this card. I think it's definitely going to see some play. We now go to a white card. Yes, a white card made the list. I know, amazing. It's a Pegasus. It's Starnheim Courser, 3 mana, 2/2. Artifact enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. I, for one, love building enchantment decks, and I definitely think there's going to be a few enchantment builds out there, and having this on the field where they cost 1 less is going to be great. It's not even legendary, so chuck 2 on the field as well. Flying 2/2, I think you're getting a lot here for 3 mana for a common. Mating artifacts cost less as well, so that's going to be decent. There's definitely going to be some kind of, for me, I'm going to have like a white, mono white control deck where I do play artifacts and enchantments, and this could be the little creature that comes in there, be that, sacrificial blocker, maybe chip away with being a flyer as well. But I think, given the reduction cost to enchantments and artifacts, will probably help this see a little bit of play. We now go to a sorcery 3 and about. It's another foretell card. Like I said, there's quite a few foretells now because I do really rate this mechanic. Skull Raid. Target opponent discards 2 cards. If fewer than 2 cards were discarded this way, you draw cards equal to the difference. Now, Mind Rot, although is not, a card that sees its play, this is a Mind Rot for me with a bit of an upside. I think this card is pretty sweet, and I like discard decks, and I've been trying to build one, and this will hopefully, be an addition to that type of deck. So, target opponent discards 2 cards, great, but you can pay it for its foretell, so you can actually choose, what makes this better than Mind Rot, you can actually choose a situation when you want to do it. Say opponent has 2 cards in hand, then you can just get him to discard that. Say they've got no cards in hand, you're going to draw 2 cards late on for the foretell of 2 mana. I think Skull Raid will definitely see a bit of play, maybe in some brews, but if discard, please discard become a sort of thing, get those Croaxer decks out there, I think Skull Raid will be a nice little addition. There's a couple of maybe to those types of decks. Down to the final 4 now, and Feed the Serpent. Exile target creature or planeswalker for 4 mana at instant speed, a common. Now, a lot of you will remember Vraska's Contempt. That was a rare that had did the same thing, exile target creature or planeswalker, but it gave you 2 life. So for the downgrade of 2 rarities, you just don't get the 2 life, but this card surely still is going to be good. Feed the Serpent, definitely going to see play for me. Exile target creature planeswalker at common, great for us budget players to have such a strong removal spell. Of Vraska's Contempt, basically, just not the 2 life. I mean, is that worth, to being a rare 2 life? Is that worth being a rare to the common? I don't think so. Feed the Serpent. Vraska's Contempt saw loads of play, so Feed the Serpent, definitely going to be premium removal and great, again, for budget arena standard players. Top 3 now. Raven Form is the next one. Exile in blue. 2 and a blue, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue burst. They're going to get a bird out of it. Foretell for 1 though, very nice. Paying the 2, then the foretell 1, very sweet card. Probably the best common blue for me. Raven Form. We don't get exile in blue, and this is going to help us exile a big creature. It's removal for blue that I really like to see. Totally off the colour. Totally off the colour what they're doing that in this set. But Raven Form for me is definitely in the top 3, and I can't wait to play with that in blue. Down to the final 2 now, and we're going to go with Raise the Draugr, if I've said that right. 2 mana. There's going to be decks that are going to absolutely love this. Rogues, I think, is going to enjoy this card. Choose 1, return target creature card, graveyard or hand, or return 2 target creature cards that share a creature type. So anything in tribal, going to be good. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe rogues will put a couple of these in there because getting back their rogues is really annoying, and for 2 mana they can get 2 of them back to the hand and potentially sometimes play them in the same time because they've got flash and they're so low costing, they will be able to just replay them. So Raise the Draugr for me is definitely going to see some standard play. They're going to be testing this out and see how good it is, and unfortunately it's probably going to make that deck a little bit more annoying and a little bit more stronger. So to the final card now, the number 1, Snakeskin Veil. 1 mana green spell. There's 1 mana green spells seem to be a problem for us, don't they? Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof into end of turn. So this isn't just 1/1 to end of turn like we've had cards like that before. I think it was Guile, Ranger's Guile maybe. I know that gave something hexproof. But this puts a 1/1 counter on that creature as well. And for 1 mana, protect all the creatures from spot removal. Just seems really, really good, and buff up a creature as well. I think this is going to see a hell of a lot of play in green decks. Just as that great protection spell, because there's so much removal in standard this as a protection spell for creatures. You know, your Elgaroths that come down normally and then just die to removal straight away because it hasn't got that. You know, having the playing your Elgaroth and then having this as protection does seem pretty decent, protecting Elgaroth with a bit of Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, this is my final card, my best common. List of best commons. This was not the best, technically number one, still very good, but I do think that we've got some really nice comments in there, and I'd love to see what you think are some really good commons that you think will see standard play as well, because a lot of these are that I think will see standard play, whether in just maybe a couple of in sideboards, maybe a couple in budgets, but I do think you'll be seeing these in your arena games. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm going to be doing the uncommons. That video will come out tomorrow, and then the following day we'll do the rares as well, the exciting rares from this set. There's lots of cool cards from Kaldheim. Really looking forward to that. I'm going to be doing the early access event as well, which I think is on the 27th, so I think it's a week today. So if you're not in the Discord, go and check that out in the description, so you'll see when I'm going live, or follow me on Twitter as well. Obviously, we'll put on there as well. Give the video a big thumbs up. You can help support me and the channel. We've just gone over 10,000 subs, so I am going to be doing a Q&A. So for that's something I've never done on the channel before. So there's going to be maybe a separate video for me announcing the 10K. I'm not too sure. But in the Discord as well, there will be a separate channel where you can put questions that you want to put to me, or you can just potentially put some in the comments here as well. I would appreciate that. I'm probably going to mention it on a few, the next few videos, so I can accumulate the questions. Anyway, you lot take care. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video today. One big last thing, shout out to all my Patreons. Your support, the extra support you do is epic. But everyone that likes the videos, comments and shares the videos and just keeps subscribing and watching, you're doing a great thing for me as well. So thanks to you all of you. Take care, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video.